Hello, everyone. We are your Unity Village Chapel spiritual community, and we are coming to you from our homes because we want to share the impact that Spirit Groups has had in our spiritual community. When I came to Unity Village Chapel almost 9 years ago now, I was so impressed by the consciousness and the sacred service that I was met with and greeted with when I arrived here. You know, I was starting right at the beginning of when what we call Adventures in Spirituality was beginning. And my start date was to coincide with when they would usually start their small groups and their book study. And I remember saying to them, well, you know, if I was going to get groups together that were trained and that could facilitate small groups at home, you know, I would really need August or the months before, a few months before. And you know what they said to me? They said, if you pick the book, we will be ready for you. So I came into a well-oiled machine. I came into a community of consciousness and a community that really knew how to presence people in small groups. So they already had facilitators trained. They had support materials printed, and we were able to lift off. I literally walked in the door, started the first Sunday, gave a talk, and I think we had 10 small groups that would meet in people's homes and throughout the ministry and really nurture each other. So since that time, we have engaged in this Spirit Groups program started by Mindy Odlin, who is a genius as far as, you know, getting materials together that are so high quality and videos together that are so easy to use. And what this has done is brought Spirit Groups to a whole nother level. We had the intention at UVC for so long to start more groups at different times during the year, start what Mindy calls affinity groups, where people would be getting together and gathering. But you know how it is when you have your rainy day list of when you can catch a breath or when you have time, I'll do this, or we'll put together a program so it's easier to train people or this or that. This program has made it so easy. It's just been turnkey as far as knowing what our schedule is, having it orderly and organized, having really high quality materials available, excellent videos available to support our people. And that has allowed us to bring it to the next level. So we are really experiencing our vision statement, which is at Unity Village Chapel, we inspire spiritual growth and abundant living. We are living it, and we have such an amazing Spirit Groups team that just has flowered out in our community. So they lead all sorts of groups. We lead groups that are aligned with Unity practices, principles, and teachings. We have groups that are affinity groups, groups that, you know, go bowling or play games together or have happy class. So we have all of these different experiences for people to have, and really the support of the structure of the program has allowed more people to say yes, and has allowed us to support those people at a high quality as far as honoring their sacred service with our high quality of showing up. So we're here today just to share with you a little bit more about what we do at UVC and how we feel about small groups and how it impacts the ministry. If you are a leader serving in a spiritual community, you know that your heart is wanting to be in every moment with every individual in your community, but you're one person or two people and you can't do that. But Spirit Groups and small group studies have allowed us to break down ministry to this micro level where everyone can find a connection point and can find a heart where they can link into the vibration of the whole. Linda?
Spirit Groups are in my heart. I feel like the connections in Spirit Groups is the most important part of one of the ways I'm able to serve. I've been at Unity for, well, over 50 or 60 years or something like that. And I have been able to grow through Spirit Groups, and I was honored to be one of the leaders to get this thing going from the very beginning, and I'm so happy that I did. But what I've noticed too is the transformations that I see in a Spirit Group of what can happen in the book studies and how we get close to each other and how we're sharing from the heart and how we care about each other and stay in contact even beyond the Spirit Group. It's just, it has really made the church what it is in our hearts because we are connecting on an individual and on a group basis. So I'm just so honored to be a part of this, and I'm just so thankful that I have so many Spirit Groups that I get to be in all the time.
Tell them how many you're in and how many you lead.
I think it was 4 Spirit Groups just recently because I want to be in 6, but you know, there's some some kind of scheduling conflicts occasionally. But I love spirit groups so much. I love the book studies. I love the connections. I love being able to presence the unity philosophy, and because my heart has been at unity ever since I was walking in the light at 8 years old, going to Sunday school class. But and so it's just people turn and want to find out what unity is about, and sometimes I'm that person who can say, well, here's what it is to me. And I've just been honored to be able to do that. But spirit groups are such an important part of who we are as a church and how we share and how we're able to create. We have the freedom to create, like Happy Class, and channeled books. I mean, we study a whole bunch of things. So I'm just so honored to be a part of it. And so thank you, Mindy. I love you.
Hi. So my name is Jenny. I'm Director of Operations for Unity Village Chapel. And I mention that because I kind of have a unique perspective on spirit groups. I came here about 4 years ago now. Wow, time flies. And I didn't know anything about spirit groups or unity principles or anything. And so when I came into this, it was an administrative way. I learned Mindy's program. I learned how to make the booklets. I learned the commitments, and I learned it in a very strategic kind of way. And then as I got more comfortable with my community, I started attending those, not as an office person, but just as a Jenny heart person. And I have become closer with the community, and I feel more right here than I have ever felt, and I can tell you it's genuinely because of the connections that I've made in those spirit groups. It's allowed me to interact with folks in a way that I can't when I'm always the girl behind the desk, or, you know, I need to schedule an appointment. It allowed me an opportunity to connect with people in a heart way that would have been difficult otherwise. So I even led a spirit group, and that is not me. I am not the in front of the class girl. Everything in me fought it, but it's a wonderful thing, and it's an amazing way to connect. And I led one, and I survived it, and it was great. So going through all the stages of spirit groups and how they transform me and the way that I work and the way that I see my community has really been a beautiful blessing, and it's been a joy to be a part of it.
And I'm Reverend Brandon, and I serve as our associate minister here at Unity Village Chapel. And, you know, I think one of the things that is so powerful about spirit groups is that they do offer you that opportunity to connect. I've been a part of other ministries before that they've always wanted to start a small group program. Let's start small group ministry, and how do we do this? And it's so important. And here's a program in spirit groups that is ready to go, ready to just plug in and fit into the ministry that you're working in. But the other piece that I found so meaningful recently, you know, we're all in this era of COVID and social distancing, and spirit groups have fit so naturally into these Zoom meetings and into these forms of online connection. And if you've got a live stream ministry at your particular center or your church, what this does is this allows people that are not in your local area to connect with you and to meet with you. It's one thing for them to be able to watch a live stream service, but it's completely different when you get to have that, for lack of a better word, face-to-face conversation and connection. And it allows them to integrate themselves into what you're doing in so much of a different way. So we have been so blessed recently to get to meet people that we didn't really even know were watching our live stream, and they've connected with us. They've been a part of groups. They've been a part of trainings. So I guess what I would say is, as things begin to shift back and you're able to meet in person and you're able to, don't be afraid of holding on to these Zoom meetings and these virtual spirit groups, because they have been so powerful in what we've done, what I've experienced. It's really been a blessing for us here.
So thanks for allowing our team to share with everyone that is present here today. From our hearts to your hearts, love and blessings and expansion. Namaste.